Hello everyone. So I'm back with another video on environmental law. So as we have discussed in the last video that we will be discussing about the constitution provision of the environmental law that we have in our constitution, which is there in your syllabus of UGC NET for law subject. So as we have discussed that there are various kinds of pollution and there are various mechanisms used by the government to reduce the impact of the pollution or reduce the pollution itself. So how the government could do that to protect the environment basically, so there is a liability on the government as well as the citizens to make sure that the environment is uh, safe. So basically in the constitution itself, as you must be knowing that we have article 21 which talks about right to life. Now, when we talk about right to life, it is not merely life, it includes various aspects of life so that we are able to live with dignity and a safe and healthy life. And in that process, our health is very important. And as we all know, that pollution is creating a bad impact on our health. So that is why we can connect it with the Article 21. That Article 21 also ensures right to life, which include environment because environment is ultimately a source of life. So here I have differentiated in two parts the constitutional framework which is existing in our constitution. So first is part 3 and the second is part 4. In part 3 it's fundamental rights, so it's article 21 which talks about right to life, and under that we can include the environment part because in various judgments this has been referred, article 21 has been referred to protect the environment. Now in part 4 there are various directive principle of state policy in which there is a responsibility on the state to maintain the environment, and there is a responsibility of the citizen to make sure that they are not like impacting the environment negatively. So under article 47 it is mentioned that standard of living, nutritional level and public health has to be maintained by the state. Under Article 48A, there was an amendment, 42nd Amendment, through which there were 2 points added in 48A, which were protect and improve the environment and safeguard the forest and the wildlife. Third, Article 51, which talks about fostering respect for the international law and the international obligation through the treaties we have to respect. And because environmental law framework basically is coming from various international convention and international protocol, we have adapted them. And how do we adapt these things? We do have in our constitution, there's an article called Article 251. Under Article 250, Article 253. Under Article 253, the Parliament has power to make the legislation, the laws, which will basically which will have the objective of implementing the international treaties and obligation that we have when we are a party to those treaties. So under Article 253, the Parliament makes laws. So similarly for environment, there are various treaties, there are various conventions which happened on international level to which India was a part, and later on the Parliament itself has made certain law, like you have uh, like read about the Environmental Protection Act. So these are the laws that has come later on, and the legislations has been made by the Parliament, like Environmental Protection Act, Air Act, Water Act. So these forest wildlife. So these have been incorporated to implement the international obligation which existed on our country through the conventions and international treaties. So that was the basic constitutional framework which are existing in our constitution, which bring a mandate on the citizen as well as the state to maintain the environment and to protect the environment at in all. So then the second important thing in your syllabus from this which comes in the questions is the case laws, because environmental law most of the part is like governed or done with the use of the case laws, the precedent which has been set, because we have been reading about different principles on basis of which the judgment have been given. So those principles have been discussed in detail in various case laws in our country. So those case laws become very, very important for this particular subject. And there are so many questions asked in the examination about the case laws, the years also, because there are questions in which it is asked that like arrange in the series with the help of the year, like in which year the judgment came, or the principle, in which case this principle was set, in which case this principle was not set. So these are the type of question which are asked. They will not be asking about making any case analysis. So that is why I'm not going into deep about the articles which are there. You just need to know which articles are important from the perspective of environmental law, which articles are referred in the case laws for environmental law, and then you have to move to the case laws and you have to remember the years. Now I'll show you, like I have a series of the case laws, right? Because I have analyzed the previous year papers from, I think, 2005 or 10. I have started, no, 2012, yes. So from 2012 I have analyzed all the papers of the law paper, and I have gone through all the questions that have been asked in environmental law. So when it comes to environmental law, the series of cases, I have a chart, and I'll be sharing those chart and the years so that you'll be easily are able to understand and answer the question when it is asked in the examination, because we are just studying from the perspective of the examination itself. So yes, so the most confusing part, MC Mehta case. You all have heard about this name in environmental law, because this is one of the like very, very famous and landmark judgment in environmental law, and most of the law students have read about it. MC Mehta case. But there are many cases, because MC Mehta was a person, and he has filed a lot of PIL in different matters which are related to the environment. So this is not a single case. There are many cases with the name MC Mehta. So in the examinations, there are different years which are given, there are different name which are given, there are different principles which are given, and you have to answer. There can be two different MC Mehta with two different year. You have to identify which MC Mehta case they are referring to. So this is the list. So this is something which will make the task easier. So these are few cases in which MC Mehta was referred to, like 1986, the oleum gas case. You just remember the year, the case, and what happened, what principle was there. You don't need to go into deep about the case, because in the examination only this much is sufficient according to me. So oleum gas case, and there were two principles which were discussed in the case, which is public liability and deep pocket principle. Then 1987, Taj trapezium case, and in the same year there was one more case, RLEK versus Dehradun, which is not connected with MC Mehta, but that is also a case from 1987. So you can remember this with 1987. And then 1988, this is again MC Mehta, in which Ganga pollution, the pollution in the water was discussed and near the Kanpur area, and this was in 1988. Then 1991, again MC Mehta, in which cinema theaters were questioned, and those noise and everything was discussed in that particular case. Then 1996, MC Mehta versus Kamal Nath, in which public trust doctrine. So this is the only case, MC Mehta versus Kamal Nath, in which public trust doctrine was discussed. So you will be answering versus Kamal Nath, not any other MC Mehta. Then 1991, another case, which is enviro legal case, in which polluter pay principle was discussed. So this is the series of the case of MC Mehta. You can go in detail if you want, but this is the series as per the year. Then I have identified few important cases from environmental law. So I am just mentioning the year and the case and what has been referred in like one word. So this would be like this will do the 70-80% of the task. If you want to read further, you can go in detail, or you can comment in the comment section that what you want next. And yes, don't just ask for something, just ask for those things which are most important for the exam perspective, because it will be helpful for your exam. Other than that, if you wish to read something just for your own knowledge sake, just go and read whatever you want. But right now we are just focusing on the examination point of view. 1987, there are three cases which are there in 1987. It will be easier for you to remember the years. 1987, three cases: Damodar Rao, which has talked about article 21 interpretation; Sachidanand Pandey, again the DPSP 48A and 51AG. What is 51AG? It is a duty. It is a, like, every citizen is under a duty to protect and improve the natural environment, including the forest, lake, river, and wildlife. So this is under Article 51AG. Then RLEK versus UP, where first, for the first time, sustainable development was concept was discussed, and they have discussed how there's a need to create a balance between the industrial development and the uh, environment. Then 1991, three cases again: MC Mehta, cinema theater wala, then Tarun Bhagat Singh, in which it was discussed that you need to stop mining in the area. Which area? Sariska wildlife area. Then Subhash Kumar versus Bihar, in which again Article 21 was discussed. Right to life includes the environment. One more case where it was discussed was Damodar in 1987. So these are the cases. Then 1996, there was two case in 1996. One very famous case, Vellore Citizen Welfare Forum versus Union of India, in which two principles were discussed, which are very, very important principle for environmental law: precautionary principle and polluter pay principle. Then MC Mehta versus Kamal Nath, that we just discussed, that in which public trust doctrine was discussed. Then 1997 is S. Jagannath versus Union of India, in which the shrimp industry was questioned, and the pollution that it was causing was discussed. And in this, again, precautionary principle and polluter pay principle were discussed. Then 1999, in which Indian Council for Enviro Legal Action versus Union of India happened, in which again polluter pay principle was discussed, and this decision was given by Justice Jeevan Reddy. So there are few justices which are very, very famous from the perspective of environmental law. So you can just go through the justice who has given these judgments, because sometimes it's very less chance that it will be asked, but sometimes they ask the name of the justice who has given the judgment. There's also a justice who is known as the Green Justice, because he's very famous for the judgment he has given related to the environment. So you can search for that. So these are the series of the cases which are important, and if you wish, you can go further and read these judgments and the principles. So next, after this, we will be doing the international treaties which exist for the environmental law, and the series with the year, what are the treaties which are there, which are important for your syllabus. So next video will be about the international treaties on convention for environmental law. So yes, that's all for today's video, and thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope this video would be helpful for your UGC NET preparation. And yes, stay tuned. I'll be coming back with the next video tomorrow for International Treaty on Environmental Law. And yes, please do comment in the comment section that what you want to uh, study next after completing the environmental law. I have started with environmental law because this is one of the topic which is very requested. So you can give your own request so that I'll be making the videos on the same. So thank you so much. All the best for the examination. See you.